Should we get started, Karla? What do you think?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I would like to thank you for joining us tonight, and I'm glad you're all here. I'm just really excited and nervous. Our presenter tonight is Leah Melquist, and she has a master's in wellness management. She has 12 years of experience in public health, and she's been in network marketing for 4 years. And she's a diamond in our company, which means she's led a team that did $50,000 in sales in a week. So please help me welcome Leah Melquist.
Thanks, Beth. That's so funny. Hi, guys. Thank you. So it's so funny. We don't actually, all the three of us live that far away from each other, but we have to travel to faraway lands across the U.S. to actually see each other most of the time. That's just the nature of this in a busy life, right? So thank you guys all for joining us tonight. I am going to mute out our line so we have a clean recording, because I know sometimes people have to catch the recording of this. But at the end, I'm going to take it off mute because I'm happy to answer any questions I can. I am a completely open book when it comes to this, the product, our two different products I'm going to share with you guys tonight, as well as the business side of it. So we can definitely do that once we're done, because I like to have dialogue and chat with people. If I could have my way and just bring everyone here, we'd all sit around the kitchen island and chat and do this all in person. But at least this platform of Zoom makes it the next best thing when we all live all over the place. So one sec here. Okay, you did. So a little bit more about, I know Beth shared a little bit about my background, but I like to kind of share my story of how I got to here to give you guys a little bit of context. So like she said, my background is public health. Health and wellness, everything I love. That's what my degrees were in. I did 6 years of health promotion for the Air Force, and have done like personal training to wellness coaching and the gamut of it. Because whatever I can do to help people be healthier, it just really gets me excited. So I was doing health promotion for the Air Force for 6 years. Absolutely loved that job. So my husband, I've been married now it'll be 8 years on Wednesday this week. And it was when we had our first baby, and then we got 18 months later, we were having our second. And I thought I'd be a lifer out at the base, but I was getting to the point where I'm just he's doing the daycare runs, he's getting them up every morning, and I just felt like I was missing a lot of those moments. And I was like, but we're a 2-income household, so that just not working wasn't an option. So at that point, actually I was going to school then to get my doctorate, I was going to go get my doctorate instead, so I could teach at the university. So I could have, in my mind, a more flexible schedule. But the more and more I talk to professors, they're like, "You're crazy. That would not have given you that." But in my mind, that's the path I was going to be on, because I had to work. So I was actually in my second semester, and somebody introduced me to this industry of direct sales and network marketing. And I was like, "Oh, cool, a great product." It was an organic food line. I could help people eat better, and I got the discount on the product. But as I was just doing this, in the evenings and casually, because I went to school for 6 years, like I wasn't gonna not work. But it was my income was growing from that, and it went from just like paying our car payment to then eventually paying our mortgage. And my husband's like, "Go side hustle. This is pretty cool." So I ended up with that company for 3 years. After a year of it, I did leave my job at the base because I was able to replace my income. And so again, I was in a place where I was happy, thought I was going to do that forever. And then that's funny how God just has different plans for us that we don't even know sometimes. So February of this last year, a good friend of mine, she's a nurse practitioner in our community, and she's also a very successful businesswoman. They own a couple different businesses in our community, and also is done well in a couple different network marketing companies. So she had sent me a text, and she's a family friend of ours as well, and she's like, "Leah, I know you guys are crazy busy, because we also have a couple businesses here. But I have something I really need to share with you. I think you're going to lose a little sleep, actually." And I'm like, "What?" So yeah, send it over, please. And I saw the 2-minute video, and you guys may or may not have seen it. We will definitely get it to you if you have not. But basically, it's just an introduction to our flagship product, and it talks about the Hilo, which is a wearable device that I'll get into. But with my background in public health, I was just like, holy cow, like that technology is here. like, that's going to help so many people. And there's the blood pressure aspect was running through my head. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many people have high blood pressure and have to, you know, deal with that or are trying to change their lifestyle. And there's so many hundreds of thousands of people that don't even know they have high blood pressure. So the awareness this is going to raise. And I was just like getting all excited. And I'm like, wait, why are you sharing this with me? Like, just raising my awareness on some new technology. And she's like, Leah, this is coming out through network marketing. And then I didn't sleep for 3 days because I was like, say what? I'm like, okay, you're throwing a curveball into my life. And so my husband and I just did some digging into the company because, again, we were good where we were at. And I knew you can't. There's a lot of people that do a couple different companies, like dabbling, you know, just part time. But with this being a full-time thing for me, I knew that I had to kind of make a decision at some point. So I was like, Sam, this is going to be your business because this is tech. I'll keep running with my organic food line. And that lasted all of 3 or 4 weeks because he's got 2 businesses of his own. And let's be real, this is what I love to do. So I ended up going to Thailand last May because I needed to get my belief in this company. I needed to hear from the CEO. I needed to hear see who the corporate staff was. What is the vision? Where are they going? Because ultimately I knew I was going to have to make a choice at some point, and I couldn't run and lead a team for 2 different companies. So went to Thailand, got to hear it, and it was the rest is history, really. Hearing the vision of where this technology is going, which I'll share a little bit with you guys, I knew this is going to be huge. And technology in the network marketing space, like, truly, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I'm going to tell you guys, like, as was told to me, I apologize in advance if it causes a little bit of sleep loss, as you're like, wow, okay, this is quite a significant opportunity. Because never in history before has technology been in this space. And the average, just everyday people, I just live in Grand Forks, East Grand Forks, Minnesota, with my family, can take advantage of the technology world and financially bless their family because of it. So I'm going to do share my screen here for a moment. So one moment. Let's see. Can you guys see that okay? Good? Okay. And go. All right, so we always have the income disclosure at the front of every presentation on our opportunity that you'll see. And we are a publicly traded company, so we are heavily scrutinized by the FTC, but it's really, really good. We've broken a lot of records in year 1, so they're like watching like, whoa, you guys got some crazy cool stuff going on. So we got to make sure that we put stuff like this. And any business in this space honestly should have this if you're talking about income. But basically it just says that everybody's results are going to be different. We do not guarantee any level of success. Common sense would dictate that some people are going to do really, really well and some people are not going to make any money. And it's just all on work effort and commitment and all that kind of stuff. So there's a full income disclosure at www.worldgn.com that you can definitely take a look at if you want to read more in depth on that. So I always like to start with this as we're going into this to really kind of give you guys the big picture here of what we have going on. So I assume everybody is familiar with a Fitbit, right? Or also the Apple Watch, kind of similar category here. Both multi-billion-dollar companies now. So knowing what you know about how big these companies are now, if we were around 10 years, I think Fitbit's it's about 8 or 9 years old now, but Apple's a little bit older. And you could have gone back in time and you knew how successful these companies were going to be. And they had called you up, the CEO said, hey, Tammy, I'm going to start this thing called a Fitbit. If you want to get involved with me right now, you can, and you will get paid on every device sold going forward. Like, is that something you would have done? So most of us, like, no, if we could have had hindsight and been given that opportunity, it's like, well, yeah, that would have been nice. Well, 12 months ago, we have a company that emerged, and they'll share a little bit about the details of our company, but we are the first ever to revolutionize 3 industries all at the same time. So we are having a significant impact on the healthcare industry, absolutely in the technology industry, and in the home-based business industry, because we're bringing tech into this space. So our device, we call it a Fitbit on steroids, but honestly, I don't even think that does it justice, because we are far more of a health and wellness monitoring device than just counting our steps in that physical activity. So our company is called World Global Network. To give you a little bit of background, we are a 6-year-old company, and before the company was in telecommunications. This is the first time it's been in the US though, and that's oftentimes people are like, why have I never heard of World Global Network? When they made their move into wearable tech, they also decided now to bring the company into the US. So the Hilo, our flagship product in wearable tech, is getting launched all around the world at the same time, and we are launching this continent with this company. So like I mentioned, we are publicly traded. The slide needs to be updated. The ticker symbol is now WCOR. So you can go and check it out if you're into stocks and whatnot. It's definitely one you're going to want to watch. And the vision of our company is to be the largest network marketing technology-based company in the world. And right now we are the only network marketing technology-based company. So that creates a very, very unique opportunity in and of itself. But in time, there will be others. We definitely have this timing on our side because the industry of network marketing as a whole is growing at leaps and bounds. It's projected to grow more in the next 10 years than it did in the last 50 years. I mean, you can buy, since now stores, like at some point, like stores are going to go away, which is really sad. But more and more stores are closing in our communities because brick and mortar is being replaced by click and order, and people are going online to do a lot of their shopping. So we have, we're a global business. There you can share this opportunity and our products through every country in the world, actually, except for North Korea. And there's 15 World Global Network offices worldwide. The US base is in Miami. We have a AAA rating in the Direct Sales Association. So if you're not familiar with that, it's just basically the governing body that looks over all direct sales. So all the companies, I think there's almost 30,000 companies now in direct sales and network marketing today. And so it's just a governing body just to make sure people are doing things the way they're supposed to. You may have heard the term a pyramid scheme from the past. That was back in the 1990s when there were illegal companies that weren't actually exchanging goods. They were just having people buy in they're just paying to be a part of a company, and that created obviously something that wasn't good for people. And so the DSA got involved, and now they govern the whole industry to make sure that people are doing things the way they should. So of all that nearly 30,000 companies out there, only 20 companies have a AAA+ rating, and we are probably one of them. We just got ranked one of the top 100 network marketing companies this January. Last year, we were voted the #1 direct selling product, the Hilo was. So accolade after accolade, definitely, as far as our background of our company. And part of that is why we actually have a partnership with Toshiba. So, and I mean like Toshiba, the tech giant Toshiba, and that's where this unique technology meets network marketing, this convergence, which people ask. A very common question is, why is this in network marketing and not on the shelf at Best Buy, like any other wearable tech out there? And the backstory to it. So because wearable tech is exploding, and I'll get into some of those numbers, Toshiba wanted to make an entrance into this space. They didn't have a wearable device yet. So they knew our CEO, Fabio Galdi, who is an absolute tech genius, one of the first inventors actually of the touch screen. He was making this very advanced, state-of-the-art new wearable. So they approached him and asked if they could buy the Hilo. They were going to just buy him out with him from his technology. And he wouldn't sell. So he said, if you understand the world's economy today, and kind of some of the points I was just making, there is no faster way to bring a product to market than through network marketing and word of mouth. So peer-to-peer can move a product faster than these companies that spend $1 million on, commercials and billboards and all that kind of stuff. This is just a faster way of doing it. And he's very, very passionate about what we're doing because he is a diabetic, and his father just passed away a few years ago of diabetes. So his baby is blood sugar monitoring, which I will get to. But he just wanted to create a device that would help people have this, like, almost a dashboard to what's going on inside, and ultimately better quality of life for some people that have to deal with different illnesses. So when he said, I won't partner, or I won't sell, but I will partner, because obviously they're a very reputable technology company. So after 3 months, the lawyers vetted our company up and down, and after all the accolades I just shared with you guys, it was like, okay, this is a no-brainer. And so that's where the partnership came. So they actually manufacture the chips and the device. So that's really cool. Another thing is that Fabio, very passionate, because his father worked all his life for the Italian government, worked very hard, and they had big plans as a family. And I got to hear him share this story when I went to Thailand. They were going to travel with all the grandkids and all that, and because he did the traditional 40-40 plan. He went to college and got a good job and was working for 40 years, and then he ended up passing away the year before he retired. And it just kind of shook him to his core. He's like, people work so hard, and especially in the U.S., so many people can't retire. They do what they're supposed to and go to school and get a job and work for 40 years. And I think it's like 75% of people today can't even retire when the time comes. They just don't have the financial stability to be able to do so. So he said, if I keep this in this space, not only will I get my products out there faster, but I will be able to bless hundreds of thousands of families around the world, versus just kind of, the big CEOs making all the money when these products, make it big. So it was very cool to hear that. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. So as I mentioned, tons of accolades. Here's just kind of some of those again, rehashing. And Fabio is the one holding the plaque there with that woman. Actually, he's very, very humble for the success he's had in the just technology space in general. He is just a very, very humble and sweet man. We got some of our team members were at in Las Vegas last week for the Consumer Electronics Show, and one of actually my diamond, she went up to Fabio and was just like, thank you for sticking it out, for creating this technology, for bringing this from her father actually has diabetes, and her father-in-law suffered a stroke. And so now their family is able to monitor some of his vitals just all the time, and it's just a peace of mind. And she said, and thank you for what you're doing for the people on my team, like the financial blessings that this is instilling in them. And he got like tears in his eyes. Like, he's like, this is all I've ever wanted, is to be able to do this. And it's here and we're doing it. And so again, just a very, very humble man. So getting into the space again of wearable tech. So I mentioned it's kind of an exploding industry. So in the next 2 years, there's going to be $20 million or billion dollars of growth just in the traditional wearables, like the health and fitness ones. And this isn't according to us or me or World Global Network. It's according to Business Insider and Forbes. And you can just Google wearable tech and you can see a lot of articles on it. And they're actually saying it's going to replace the smartphone eventually. So it's just an exploding industry. And we have, though, because we're actually in this other category, because not only are we a health and fitness device, but we're much more also of a medical device. It's not a medical device, but we're in that medical sector because we are able to help people monitor their biometrics. And there's no other device out there that does that. So some of the features of it does, it'll do your steps and calories and that kind of thing. But what people have really gotten excited about is the heart rate and the breath rate. And we have mood and energy, which are done through heart rate variability. And then blood pressure. That's been really cool. It's the first ever device to just through your skin, you can monitor your blood pressure. And then there's a guardian function. So you're able to actually monitor other people. So I have my mom, she has a Hilo on it, she lives by herself, and we have it set up to where, her metrics go out of any range that we've set, I'm going to get an alert. And there's been a couple times where I have, like everything was okay, but she had had a racing heart for, something that was going on at work, and I was able to call her and be like, Mom, what's going on? You work in a law firm at a desk. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Why is your heart racing? And so we were able to, she had something happen at work, and we were just kind of able to dialogue about it. So that's been really cool. And we have so many stories now on our team of people getting, again, kind of not realizing they had high blood pressure. So it alerted them that, okay, you need to go and get this checked out. Because again, it's not a medical device, but it just gives people an awareness to something's amiss and you need to go in and get it checked out. There's also a 2-lead EKG on here. So we've had 2 people now on our team where they've ran it, and it'll just say normal or abnormal. So it doesn't diagnose or anything like that, but they're like, I've gotten an abnormal reading twice now. So they go in and realize, I think one of them realized they had a blocked artery, and one of them was having some heart arrhythmia. So there was definitely something going on, but they had no idea had they not done that. So and again, we have just so many stories in different families and how different things have given them an awareness just to what's going on inside. And there's also a panic button here on the side to where if you push it twice, right now, my husband, he's out having a meeting out in our living room, and his phone would go, and it would say that I pushed my panic button. And my mom also is set up as my guardian. So, if you're ever just in a situation where you can't pick up your phone and make a phone call, or maybe something, has happened where it's just not right next to you or you can't reach it, you can push the panic button and it'll alert whoever you have with your GPS coordinates. So we have some people with like aging parents and whatnot that just, because it's people like compare it sometimes similarly to Life Alert, but with Life Alert, usually they'll call the ambulance. Here, if they just want an alert a loved one, not necessarily call the ambulance, like I need to be checked on and here's where I'm at. So that's been some cool features with that panic button as well. So we have something with our device called Open API. And what that means right now is that we have hundreds of app developers working on apps that are going to take our device and make it even more customizable for our customers. So you'll notice there's no face on the app or on the device. So this is why it's a lot different also than any other devices out there. Everything is run through apps on your phone. So now you'll take it, we know what it does already. Now, and we're all headed to LA this week for some pretty significant announcements. I'm pretty sure it's around this app store, but we shall see. People will be able to download other apps. So say they want, this to be a really good fitness, a couple fitness apps, because they want to look at what their recovery heart rates do, or they want that we're going to have stuff with like blood oxygen for people that need to manage blood oxygen levels. The sky's the limit, and we know there's going to be hundreds of apps in our app store. So now our device increases in value with time as people go to the app store and download whatever it is that will suit their needs. So there's no other wearable out there that has an app store like this. And from the business side of it, it's pretty exciting opportunity there, because this is the first component of our residual income. So you have people that have purchased Helos from you, around the world, and anytime they go to their app then in the Helo App Store app and they click open it up and download one. It's like maybe, we have 3 that are free right now. Maybe it'll be $1.99, $5.99. There will be ones that are a couple $100s because of what they're capable of, which I'll share here in a minute. But now people can download this, and that's all income that you get paid out. And you get a cut of all of those app downloads every time somebody does that. So that's a really, really unique opportunity there. So a couple things coming. And because they were listed here on this screen. So blood alcohol monitoring. So in 2019, we will have the Helo Pro. So think of it, this is like other technologies where there's like an app, the iPhone 7, 8, 9, that kind of thing. I don't know if there's a 9, but a 10. Same concept. We actually just launched, we've had the Helo LX for the last year. We just this week launched our next generation device called the Helo LX Plus, and I will explain a little bit of the differences. But next year, in 2019, we will be launching a device called the Helo Pro. And the reason we know we're about a year out is because they've just filed the 510K application on that, which means FDA approval. So from a consumer side end of it, that's really, really cool. And from the business side of it, now we're talking health insurance coverage. So again, a very, very unique value proposition there. So on that next device, on the Helo Pro, one of the things that they will have also is blood alcohol monitoring. So it will give people the ability to have an app on their phone and be able to, as you're having a couple glasses of wine at home, or you're out with friends, see what your blood alcohol level is doing. And they demonstrated one of these apps we saw at the CES convention last week, where it will show people, like, you'll get to sign up to, what is your rideshare program of choice? Do you use Lyft or Uber? And so as soon as it detects your BAC going up over the legal limit, it will pop up and say, it is no longer safe for you to drive. You selected Uber. Here we already have your home address programmed in there. And it will just kind of take that, help people with that to make a good choice there, because normally you would never have any idea. How often are we like, I'm fine, and you really have no idea. Are you over the legal limit? Like, if you feel fine. So having worked in the public health world, and a lot of that having to do with like working in the alcohol and drug community within our community here in Grand Forks, very, very excited. We have a lot of people because there's nobody else talking about this technology yet. And we actually purchased the whole company that has this. We have exclusive rights to this technology for the next 20 years. So there's no competition out there. As I mentioned, we're the only device of its kind. We've been featured on the news. I was counting at one point, so I would say like 8 times, 9 times, but now there's more times. I lost track. Lots of times around worldwide. We actually had Carson Daly from the Today Show in a helo a few months ago, and it wasn't a paid spot. We didn't ask him to do that. They contacted us because the word is getting out about what we're doing in this tech space. So it's been really, really cool to just, and it adds a lot of social proof that we're doing something that's going to impact a lot of lives. So I keep mentioning CES, and I wanted to show you guys this picture. If CES isn't something you're familiar with, because honestly, I wasn't familiar with it prior to being in a technology company, but it's basically the largest electronics show in the world. All the tech giants like Apple and LG and Sony all come together in Las Vegas every January to bring their new and future technologies, where the world is going. And one of our teammates was doing some video. You guys, we're going to be run by robots in the future. We're going to have robots doing our laundry, and it's just crazy to see some of the stuff that's coming out in the next few years. But never before has a network marketing company been at the CES. It's typically, they just, it's not a place that they've been invited to, but because we have such breakthrough technology, we were invited to be there. So it really, really validated what we're doing for a lot of people. And we had a huge, huge booth. It was not it was like the size of 3 other booths walking around. So again, some of our teammates were just like, it was so impressive. And they got to demonstrate some of these new technologies that we're going to be launching. So one that we are so, so excited about, and we knew was coming, and we're excited because it's going to be released this spring now, is called the Sugar Trend software. So what it'll do is give people the ability to monitor what their blood sugar levels are doing. You guys, we're fortunate that we don't have anybody that has to clinically monitor their blood sugar levels here in our home or in our immediate family. We have so many friends and so many people on the team that do, or have a spouse that have come here because they knew eventually. We are the first ever non-invasive blood sugar monitor in the world. And we have beat all of the tech giants with this technology to market on this, which is absolutely incredible. We had people from Samsung and Apple and whatnot coming up to the booth to see how what we're doing, and are just like, wow, like this is incredible. One of my team members, she went over to the United Healthcare booth and was like just chatting about like, so what do you know about blood sugar and what's out there now? And they're like, she was sharing what about our technology, and they're like, really, like you guys have that? So they came over, checked the booth out. And we're just like, this is incredible. Like, this is going to help. I mean, there is 1 billion people worldwide that need to monitor their blood sugar levels, whether it's clinically because of an illness or just from a health and wellness perspective, because it has a lot to do also with hormone balance and weight management. Like the ability for somebody to now have the feedback after they eat something, where their blood sugar level's at. You guys, the possibilities that this opens up. Now, I did a lot of work helping people in that weight management end of things, end of health. This is going to be such a powerful tool. And I know they're working on apps just for weight management that's going to come out with this too. I think that's one of the big announcements this coming weekend. But again, more to come on that. So yeah, we're really, really excited to have this software. It will be launched here. They're thinking May, early June, that people will be able to download the software. It will be, this Helo Extends will be a piece that comes with it. So that goes on the tip of the finger. And it'll read your blood sugar levels without having to do a finger stick. So again, just that Fabio's dream of helping improve quality of life for people. Because, as my teammate Katie said, her father was saying, I have to do this 10 times a day. Like, this device will cut that in half. Like, do you know the amount of money I would spend just to be able to have this capability? So very, very excited to be part of a company that is bringing this new technology to the world. So, and I will go into, again, the difference in the devices here in my last few slides. In year 1, so we're just starting the phase 2. Year 1, we did nearly 1 million devices, and that's when we were just kind of, did the biometrics and had the blood pressures, what people got most excited about. So we're pretty confident now in the next 12 months that we're going to move 2 to 3 million devices with the capabilities that are just got announced with this device. And there's something very unique even about tonight's presentation, you guys. Honestly, like, there is no better time then when we first got enrolled, because obviously that was a whole lot of excitement and momentum because it was the brand new launch of this new technology. But this just got announced last week. Like, you guys are only my third webinar that we've announced this technology. And with how this works, as people come in and get involved, kind of like how I shared with Fitbit in the beginning, as you come in and decide if you want to, we have a customer referral program, I'll kind of go through the different options, you're able to benefit from everything we do going forward. And we know that in the next 90 to 120 days, we're probably going to sell 100,000 units just in our organization. So very, very significant, and that's why they did this very public launch at the Consumer Electronics Show. So the world could see what we're doing and we could kind of have that validation out there. And there's been a lot of media stuff on it. So there is one other product that the Hilo always takes the limelight because it's really, really cool technology, but I think the BioZen is just as significant, and it just got classified as a Class 1 medical device. So if you guys are familiar with EMS, I know it's I find about 50-50 on people if they've ever heard of this concept or not. So I'll share a little bit about it, but you can Google electrosmog EMS if you want to dig into it a little bit more. Basically, all of our electronic devices give off a low-grade radiation. Okay, it's called electromagnetic frequencies. Our cell phones, our tablets, this computer sitting in front of me, my iPad sitting there, the TV's in the other room, our microwaves, and now that we're more plugged in than ever before in this history, because now that especially these guys are they're actually more to us than even, or we use them for more than communicating other things, more than just communicating. I hardly see people actually talking on their phones anymore, but we're always on it like this. We're checking the weather, we're checking our calendar, it's our grocery list, it's our, it's everything with these apps. So they always are on us because they're so a part of our life now. And they're doing more and more research, and this research has been going on for about 15 years now, but it's really picking up traction in the US, that the cumulative effect of this low-grade frequencies that our bodies are exposed to really can create harm on the human body. And again, you can do some research into it if you want to see it, but from the headaches that people get from being in front of their computers too long, you can go to cancer.gov and see the research on how they're linking it to, you absolutely never want to have men that put it in their pocket, or even women, but more so or if I see a woman put it in the strap of her bra, that's so bad. There's so much research out there on the increased risk of cancer because of that. So it's now that we know this information, we developed this sticker chip technology. You can see on the back of my phone here, there is this little sticker, and it's called BioZen. So what it does is if you put it on your electronic devices, it now makes it so that the frequencies given off by the device did not elicit a stress response from my body. So we have them on our cell phones and our kiddos' tablets, and again, the microwave and that kind of thing. Because now, sometimes it's the more we know. I knew of this concept prior, just being in public health, but I just knew it in concept. Now that I've started, we have a product geared towards it, I've really started to do some research. You guys, it's right out now. It's all over the California Public Health site. There's more and more videos being made. It was on the news 17 times at the end of this year. And the US is just a little bit behind. So over in Asian countries, they're well aware of this. This isn't new information. They all have things in their homes to help minimize some of this already because they know that that's not good for us. The US is just a little bit behind. But what we got was really exciting to be announced out of CES is that this is now that Class 1 medical device. So when people say, well, does it really work? Does it do what it says it does? Well, it was just done in a lab and proven that it does what it says it does. So we love the BioZen also. This is another product that you can share. And we want to raise awareness even to AMFs because there are a lot of people that have no idea that it's something people should pay attention to. So I talked a lot about Fabio already. This is just another picture of our CEO and what he's done in his past. So all of this sounds great, but how do you become a customer? What is the different options? So I'm going to go into that now. So basically, you can be a customer with us. You can be a part of the Customer Referral Program, or there's many of us that do this to make from part-time to full-time living. So as a customer, you just kind of pick the pack that's going to serve you best. And now I'll kind of share about the different devices. So we have the BioZen. You can see the pack of that. That's where you get 10 and then you get 2 free. So if you're like, okay, I want to get, that's a good pack that will cover most of the electronics in your home, the significant things, and you want to put on your Wi-Fi router as well. And then for the Hilo LX and the LX Plus, you can get a single box set. So the difference in the devices is the LX Plus has a second set of sensors. So I'll take mine off here. You can see on the back here, there's actually a little, you can see it clear in there, there's 2 sensors. So this is the Hilo LX. We just ordered the LX Plus. We don't have it yet. It'll ship at the end of February. It will have 2 extra sets of sensors on there. So it's just going to be a more in-depth reading, a little bit more accurate. And they're actually, the one set is a set of infrared sensors, so they're clinical grade. So again, just a little bit more high level. There will also be a sensor on the top of it for UV rays. So it'll tell a person that on their app, you know, when you're being exposed and what the level of UV is out for people that need to kind of watch that. And so then there'll be something called a gyroscope in it. So just again, a little bit more in-depth information. So, and we have a whole chart that kind of compares the 2 different devices. So that's just the Hilo LX and the LX Plus. And so this single box set, again, if you're looking at just as looking at this from a customer perspective, you can just get a single device or the BioZen. The Customer Referral Program is really cool. And I think every store and restaurant that I love should have a Customer Referral Program, because basically, you know, we share all the time, like, hey, oh my gosh, Ruby Tuesdays, that salad bar is amazing. Wouldn't it be nice if Ruby Tuesdays gave you 10% kickback every time your friends went in there because you recommended it? So that's what our Customer Referral Program is. If you love your device and you're talking to your neighbor or a family member about it and they decide to buy one, you can then register for our Customer Referral Program and they can go into your site and order it from you, and then you get 10% back on that. So that's really cool. And then we have, again, people that I have tons of people that work full times and just kind of build this in the evenings. A lot of stay-at-home moms that have done this as to bring income into their home. And then like myself, like this is my full-time thing. And it was, you know, it provides a full-time income from our family. But I'm going to share with you at the end here kind of what it's done for a lot of people on our team over the last year. So if you're looking at this again from that business perspective, this is typically the business builder pack options that people choose. So if the BioZen, if that really speaks to you, we have a BioZen builder pack and you get 30 chips and then you end up getting 8 for free. Okay, and these retail out for $50 a chip. The Hilo LX and the LX Plus, you can get them both in 4 packs. Or if you're like, you know what, I want 2 of each, you can get a 4-pack with just 2 LX and 2 LX Plus. And in it, you also get a colored band set for each Hilo. So 4 Hilos, 4 sets of colored bands, and each band set allows you to switch out the band. So it'll come with a black one, but then you can get colors, 5 different colors to switch it out. And you can also get it'll also come with the germanium stones. So if you can see here on the inside of my band, I have 3 little stones that are snapped on the inside of it. And what these do is it helps with pain, it helps reduce inflammation, and helps increase blood flow. And the reason that these people are like, why does this where did the germanium come from? And I got to hear from Fabio why we have these as part of our devices. Since with, again, him being a diabetic, one of the main things that he has had to deal with from that is blood circulation issues. And he was a practitioner, he's from Italy over there, had given him just a band of germanium stones, and this is prior to the Hilo coming to life. And they said germanium can help increase our blood flow, which will help increase circulation. So they tested his blood circulation and then had him wear this band of germanium, and it dramatically improved and decreased the issues he was having with that. So he's like, that's why he wanted to make this a part of this as well, knowing that eventually we would have the blood sugar. So that's what the germanium stones do. And it also, for people that have to, monitor blood oxygen levels, there have been running some tests and whatnot that after 10 minutes of wearing the germanium, it increases blood oxygen levels by 1 to 2 points in just 10 minutes. So that's really exciting. And I can't wait till they publish some more of that stuff because they're doing a lot of research on it right now. We have scientists and doctors all over the world right now looking at this device and what the implications are, because never before has people been able to have that real-time feedback of kind of what's going on inside. So the most recent pack that just this week, we have never had one prior to this, and it's been very popular this week, is called the Professional Pack. And basically you get 42 BioZen for free. I still am kind of astonished that they did that, because I've been here for almost a year and there's never been anything given for free. But you end up getting 72 BioZen and 4 of the Hilo LX Plus. So if you sell just the BioZen in this pack, again at $50 per chip, it will cover the cost of your Hilos. So you'll get 4 LX plus then that in selling the 72 bios, and it'll get you back about $3,600. And now you have 4 of those LX plus for free for your family if you want the devices for yourselves, or you can also sell those, and that'll be another $2,000 that you'll earn from that. So this has been a very popular pack now that they brought this out, launched it this past week. All right, so this is just the last screen I have for you guys, and it just shows a smidgen of the people from our team and what that have come to this in the last year. And what I love about it is there isn't like one type of person. Like we have people from all walks of life, all over the world, all different ages, all different races, and it's been just really exciting to see that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your background. If you come here and you work hard, these are all people that have got to the level of diamond or above, which means they're doing $2,500 per week earning, or the president's at $10,000 per week. I just want to point out a couple of our mentors that are our leaders here. The double president, Seville and Rachel Coe, young couple having a baby like tomorrow. She's due today, so we're hoping that she goes tomorrow, because she was on a Zoom with us earlier today, and I'm like, oh, I know how that gets at the end. But they're 27 and 31 years old, and they made over $300,000 this last year. And they're a flight attendant and a personal trainer, but just saw an opportunity of a lifetime and ran with it. They started in December of last year. And then Ramasio Fulcher, he's in the middle there. He is our double president millionaire. And so where I say like we put the income disclosure on there in the front, because we're breaking all records in network marketing. He made $2 million in the last 12 months, and that has absolutely never been done before. So again, it's hard work and dedication, of course. Everybody's working their tails off right now, but we have an opportunity of a lifetime in front of us, so it's definitely worth it. That's all I have for you guys. I'm going to take it off mute, answer any questions. One thing I ask, no matter what you decide, if you decide, awesome device, I'm not so much looking for business opportunity right now, but I want to be a customer. If you decide, I want to get your questions answered, anything like that. And if you have anybody in your life that could benefit from a device like this, because it's up to us, which sometimes I'm like, it's a lot of pressure, because the word will not get out on this device without us sharing it. So if there's somebody in your life that could benefit from this technology, send them our way, or we'd love to help share this with them for you. Okay, so I'm going to take this off mute now, and I'm going to stop the recording.